based on the novel and film My Sister's Keeper by Jodi Picoult and directed by Nick Cassavetes. My Sister's Keeper, a gripping tale of pathos, humor, and love by Jodi Picoult. This emotional and fragile story is about a young girl, Anna Fitzgerald, played by Abigail Breslin, who was conceived via in vitro so that her parents could have a genetic match and donor for their older daughter. Kate, played by Sofia Vasileva, who has leukemia. Anna is sick of giving things to her sister, not just toys and money, but blood and plasma. But after years of going under countless surgeries, Anna decides to take her parents to court to sue them for their rights to her own body. But her mother, Sarah Fitzgerald, played by Cameron Diaz, refuses to it, so the whole thing goes to court, nearly tearing the family apart. Anna was genetically engineered to be a donor for her sister Kate, so she lives her life for the purpose to serve her sister. Anna's legal confrontation compels each character to examine the relationship in their lives. Sarah Fitzgerald has focused obsessively on Kate's medical needs, unwittingly ignoring the needs of her other family members. The conflict is spurred when Anna is expected to donate a kidney to her sister. Anna is fully aware of the consequences that are brought if she doesn't donate the kidney, which is unfortunately the death of Kate. But for this one time she stands up for herself, asking her family, what about her? What's gonna happen when she donates the kidney? Anna wants to live a normal life like any other teenager. She wants an identity of herself, not the child who serves her sister's need and life. The scene that I'm focusing on, Anna has been given the table. This takes place at her home after her parents received the court order that her daughter is suing them for the rights to her own body. Anna had begun to question who she truly is, but unlike most teenagers, she has always been defined in terms of her sister. And so Anna makes a decision that for most would be unthinkable. Anna explains herself to her family on why she made the decisions. As she says, I'm important too, when her parents expect her to donate a kidney to her sister. She explains how she has to be careful with how she lives with her life, like no drinking, or how she has to live cautiously. Anna yelling, she doesn't want to live like that. She loves her sister, but did anyone ever ask what Anna wants? What she felt towards the decisions that are being made on her body? You can see this through the psychoanalytical lens, as Anna had put on a persona, or in other words, a mask in front of her family. She convinced herself every time that it's okay, it's for her sister. She will be alive and well with her help. But no one seemed to pay attention to how she felt toward all these major decisions being made on her body, being prodded over again through countless surgeries, until one day Anna overcame the persona she had put on and stood up for what she thought seemed right. Anna's role in Kate's survival has been a blessing and a curse for her, as it has made her Kate's savior, but has also made Anna unable to be her own person. This movie leans toward a drama and romance genre. It revolves around a very sensitive subject and has the tendencies to make the audience emotionally involved. Young teens and individuals suffering from illnesses and even adults would enjoy this movie, as its topic indulges people into wanting to know more. Moving on to Sarah Fitzgerald, the mother of the Fitzgerald family. Sarah is strong, stubborn, and intelligent, and her life centers on her efforts to keep Kate alive. She has extremely strong maternal instincts, but her single-minded focus on saving Kate sometimes exists at the expense of her marriage and her relationships with her other two children. Even so, she has a deep and abiding love for all her family, though she does not always know how to show that love. Paradoxically, by focusing so much on being a mother to Kate, Sarah does not always fill the role of a mother to her other children. For instance, she doesn't stop to think that Anna genuinely might be unhappy when Anna files a lawsuit for medical emancipation. Although Sarah undoubtedly loves Jesse and Anna, she has a difficulty considering them as people separate from Kate. She had been shown to be the greatest mother to Kate in the movie. She did whatever she could do to make sure Kate had been healthy, just creating a genetically modified baby that we now know as Anna. She had made sure that Kate could live the most normal life that she possibly could, and making sure that she knew that she is beautiful and she should be comfortable in her own body. Sarah had even shaved her own head bald to allow Kate to feel that she's not alone in the journey. Sarah consuming her time here with her daughter Kate is what spurred the conflict in the plot to Anna feeling the way she is right now. Leads us into the second scene where Sarah is sitting in court being questioned by Campbell Alexander, the attorney Anna had hired to represent her. This is a very crucial scene as Campbell confronts Sarah on how Anna's journey has been through this whole process. As Sarah proudly says that she stands up for Kate, Campbell replies saying, "So who stands up for Anna?" This scene allows you to reevaluate the whole situation from Sarah and Anna's perspective, as Sarah loves Anna with all her heart and so does Anna, but the seek for Anna's identity and her need to gain control over her body had allowed the family itself to realize the fragile situation they had been in. Relate this to the psychoanalytical theory, as we can apply Freudian's three main concepts, the id, the ego, and the superego, as they reflect on the character's every decision that has been made in the course of the story. Sarah drives as a mother, who gives testimony of the id principle, the need for a mother to do whatever it takes for the survival of her young. However, there is also a conflict when the ego principle sets in, for it symbolizes the reality of their situation as a whole. It reminds them that Sarah is not mostly Anna's mother. She represents someone who controls her body, using it to save the other daughter. Then the moral compasses of both their superego is challenged, when Anna finally gets legal help to sue her parents and obtain freedom from her body through medical emancipation. Moving on, we can also apply the feminist theory, as the novel and the movie both follow the gender roles of society. Sarah is shown to be the housewife who cooks and cleans at home and is portrayed to be more sensitive about Kate's situation, where Brian Fitzgerald, the husband, is shown to be strong. Brian works as a firefighter in the movie, a strong male who is supporting the family. The movie shows what the roles of the men and women are expected by society. Makes me want to lose myself. Lastly, the main character which the plot revolves around, Kate Fitzgerald. Kate was diagnosed with leukemia at a very young age. The quote allowed the readers to see glimpses of the girl Kate and who she could have been, but for the most part, her battle with cancer defines her character. Kate had gone through a lot of pain and suffering in her life, which had created an obstacle for her life, preventing her from living like a normal teenager. Looking at the silver lining, Kate had a loving family and a promising relationship, which is what every teenager girl dreams for in their life. She lived with positivity, making sure she lives up every minute of it. The ending is superbly crafted, literally pulling the reader into text. This is a cosmic tale about relationships and endurance, and the ability of love to change lives forever. In the trials, Anna reveals on the stand that Kate doesn't want to live any longer, and that she was behind Anna suing her parents for medical and emancipation. Anna had no problem helping Kate, even if it was for her whole life. Kate had come to acceptance of where she was at this point of stage in her life, and decided that her family should not be withheld from her illness and should go on living with their lives. She was tired of being sick and just wanted an end. The movie ended with Kate passing away, leaving her memories behind her. It feels like home. Left a huge impact on each character's life as she brought together her family and left them with nothing but loving memories of her and her childhood. The messages of this film highlight the importance of understanding the several dimensions of hardships and struggles beyond illness and disease that patients must undergo.